I done said it a million times and I'll say it again, bro. One thing that can't stop with this underground is definitely beat. At the end of last year, I'm not sure if y'all seen it, but as 9 Vicious was going up, it was also surrounded with this guy named 1300Saint. Yes, they were making their own music and building their own fan bases, but they were the new duo of YSL. You could just tell by the way it was going, they were slowly building something new. But the music they was making had a different vibe to it. Of course, it reminds you of guys like Key or anybody that was affiliated with YSL. Shoot, even Thug, you know what I'm saying? It had similarities, but they were on some new shit. So for a while, when you see 9, you most likely see Saint. We noticed that 9 was already affiliated with YSL, but with 1300Saint, it was confirmed he's actually signed to them. And this was way before 9 was even popping. And to see them together, especially in YSL, was very exciting. We already know that 9 had his own problems, but as a duo and when it comes to just straight music, I'm not gonna sit here and lie like they wasn't cooking. But let's just say this whole thing is getting weird because I told y'all we have a whole bunch of artists right now, but there is a lot of separation going on and a lot of dissing. If you're not really informed on what I'm talking about, then you might want to go watch my past video because I explain a lot with this. We've been seeing these guys grow, but we also been seeing these guys throw shots at each other. For some reason, 9 Vicious, the only person that's not cool with anybody from Sicko or ET, whatever you want to call it, right? That whole collective, Dior, Skate, Keezus, Southside Silhouette. I'm missing some people, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't seem to mess with them, right? But 9 closest friends, 1300Saint and Apollo Red, actually mess with Dior and Skate. They all cool with them. So for a while, you've been seeing this weird separation between both groups. And even though 1300Saint and 9 were supposed to be close because they're part of the same collective, YSL, or so-called under the same label, right? You just stop seeing much about them, you know? And I kind of remember this going all the way back to when Playboy Max was streaming. He had Saint, Apollo Red, Tana, all of those artists there, right? But for some reason, 9 wasn't there. And that reason could have been because, you know, 9 doesn't mess with Tana, I guess. It's like Saint and Apollo Red were hanging around all the people that 9 supposedly didn't like at all. And it was already a real situation because honestly, Saint never had a problem with these guys. And Apollo Red scratched the whole problem that he had with Dior and all of them and started hanging out with them too. So 9 was kind of at a point where he's just by himself. He's the only person that has a problem between both of these collectives. Even though he YSL, it's only him that is so-called the problem. Nobody has a problem with Tana, Dior, Skate, Keezus, Diamond, Unitas. He's in his own bubble, making his own op. He's seen this before. He just get fuel out of dissing it. And it's all making sense because today, after what we just seen, yeah, it's bad, all right? Because a few days ago, I was streaming this show, right, that Days Within had hosted. And it was a New York show. It went crazy. You had 1300Saint there, Skate Star, Dior versus you. And as you looking at this list, right, guys like 9 wasn't on here. Apollo Red wasn't on here. So I kind of wonder, how is this gonna go? Everything was pretty cool, though. There wasn't any beef going on. Dior, Saint, and Skate, they already had songs together. So eventually, the last song they performed was this track they got unreleased called Rockstar. And they went crazy, giving the crowd what they came for. Fast forward today, we actually have a situation where 9 was performing. And here's what he said.
He came into the game, though. I told you something. I told you something. Performing with the ops. Start this.
Now, for those that's wondering what he's talking about, of course, he's talking about Saint because he was just performing with the so-called op, Dior versus you, Skate Star. You already got songs with them. So it's kind of obvious at this point. So 9 Vicious, this is Saint. I told you stop performing with the op. And this is the show right here that I was talking about in New York. You can see Saint, Skate Star, 9 seeing this. He didn't like it at all. You can see Dior finna come through right here. And Skate right here. Yeah, that's pretty much how things went. And for the people that think he wasn't dissing Saint, it got to a point they even unfollowed each other. So for the people that saying they don't have a problem, bro, kind of clear as day, they do have a problem. They went from being very close, damn near blowing up together and getting a name for themselves. But now they don't even associate with each other. They also even got to a point where 1300Saint had responded, and here's what he said. Saint calling my phone during the show saying he proud, God bless him. And somebody said hashtag marketing. I doubt it's for marketing, man, because this has kind of been a thing already. This man Days Within has been trying to say this for hella, that something is happening. There's beef going on. Even 9 said multiple times he's in a group chat with his ops. Even when they try to scratch everything, act like there wasn't any beef going on, there was still beef happening, and you had people hating on blogs posting it because they thought they were spreading false info. But it's not false info now. You can see that. You have 2 artists that's under YSL, right, beefing with each other. And I know a lot of y'all confused because y'all wonder how this is gonna go. If 9 is supposedly YSL, right, how do you beef with an artist that's under the same label as you? That's like Ken beefing with Long. It also ain't Saint problem to begin with. We know that he not that type of artist. He ain't finna be dissing everybody for no reason if he ain't got a problem with you. I guess 9 was like, bro, we associated with each other. Why are you performing with the ops, making songs or whatever, and making it seem like there's no problem when you know I got a problem with them? But Saint was like, fuck it, bro. I don't got no problem with these dudes, you know? I ain't trying to diss people for no reason. I got my own shit going on. I got my own career. I can't not fuck with these dudes just because you don't. I've been cool with them. You basically telling him to blackball himself. You don't want him to get no exposure. He not trying to mess up any connections he could have in the future. I can't even blame him. He don't want to black blackball himself. That would be dumb. Instead of understanding something like that and just being cool with that, that man Nine just said, yeah, I'm finna diss. Like, what? And that's where the separation happened. And I'm not sure why Nine Vicious don't have a problem with Apollo Red, because honestly, he been making songs with Dior too. He be around skating on them. But you know, since he's YBL, I don't think Nine is gonna mess up that connection. Anything associated with YBL or Opium, you don't want to mess that up. So of course he not gonna beef with him, but we don't know that yet. But it's kind of up for debate at this point. We just know that for right now, Saint and Nine Vicious are not cool. And then Days Within just said, I give it 12 more hours to Nine Vicious tweets, I love my brother, Saint slap. And I ain't gonna lie, that's something that Nine would do. Y'all know he don't stand on anything he say. He would literally diss a person and then backtrack the next day. It's like he's a troll. It's like he's used to this shit. He know how this dissing shit works. He gonna get exposure off this either way, even if you don't respond to him. And at this point, yeah, Nine is affiliated with YSL, of course, but he's messing up so many connections. I wouldn't say he needs these connections, but this never is a good thing at all, bro. We didn't see it before with artists. They try to beef with people just because they hot at the moment and stuff. Not saying that Nine is gonna decline or whatever y'all thinking I'm trying to say. It's just based off the past we've seen with other artists. It just never turns out well, bro. You can't diss everybody, especially people that's under the same so-called label as you. And I'm trying to think of what Thug is finna do. Of course, he gonna try to situate everything. I don't know. He probably gonna add them to a call, chat about it or whatever, you know, because I'm sure they got big things coming up. Thug is supposed to be dropping an album soon. He might just have a tour himself, and his openers are definitely gonna be YSL, like Nine and Saint. But how do you do that if two artists just don't mess with each other that's under you? We all know that Saint is just not that type of artist, bro. He been doing his own thing, just building organic, just based off the music. No gimmicks, no narratives, no none of that. But it also shows you that this whole time, for the people that have been thinking it's no beef, bro, it's obvious there's something going on. They might say they cool with each other 1 minute, but to be honest with you, they not. Everything that you be seeing online is PR. When they try to clear that shit up, that ain't real, man. They just doing it because honestly, some of these dudes be mutuals, you know? Why would Ian Connor want his artist to beef with YSL artists online when we all know that Ian Connor and Young Thug are somewhat close and seen them together all the time? So imagine your artist beefing with another dude's artist that you're cool with. Of course, you're gonna start seeing shit online where they trying to clear it up and all that and act like nothing's going on. Like recently, I just seen something where Ian Connor's trying to clear it up again and make it seem like there's no beef going on. This was 15 minutes after that whole New York show that I showed y'all where 1300Saint, Dior versus You, Skate Star, and all of them was performing. And as you can see, Ian Connor was outside with Skate and Dior and everybody. And I guess he was talking to somebody, being interviewed by somebody. And out of nowhere, Ian Connor just showed messages with Nine Vicious.
I did. Fake beef shit and all that. Man, hold on, where's that?
Shit not real. Shit not no.
But Nine supposedly said, Skate a star. Skate got actual stage presence and teaser. You see Saint? Yeah, real slime. Motherfucker one.
Beef?
Ain't no beef, man.
Y'all stop flagging that, man.
It's all love, man. These are the nephews.
Right there.
We all one
Right
family,
there.
man.
Right there. He said one family.
But you know what's crazy though? Nine Vicious had his show and he did Saint. So what is going on? Either Nine gotta be bipolar, something is wrong with him. Cause why would he be texting Ian talking about some, yeah, Saint the one for real. Yeah, Skate tough. Teaser this and that. But the next week you had your show and you dissing Saint. You dissing your own member. Ain't nobody trying to start nothing, but bro, we seeing this right in front of our face. And that's why I told y'all, bro, something ain't right, because Saint just tweeted this too. He said, how they your ops on the internet, but you show love behind scenes. Everything the nigga do be for controversy. Don't let this fool you. It's sad I even gotta do this. The whole thing where Ian Connor trying to make it seem like there's nothing going on, gang. The artist is literally saying, bro, something ain't right, okay? Clearly Nine is doing this for controversy. When you see a lot of drama, that's clicks. Like even this man Dior just made a tweet. He said, life's good, be happy. Like somebody made a good point. He said they trying to act like they not beefing so bad. Always throwing shade in tweets, then try to backtrack. Nah, ain't no way out this. Laughing emoji. I get it, these your artists or whatever. Same thing for Thug. These is artists, but like you can't just fake shit. They might be young, but they grown man. How long do you want to fake them not having a problem with each other? How long do you want to silence your own artist? You feel me? I know Thug gonna be waking up like, what the what is happening right now? Seriously. He gonna be so confused. He gonna be so lost. We seen laughing emojis from Skate, Diamond. Nobody really taking the situation that serious, but it's just like y'all just gonna keep letting Nine dish y'all over and over again. Ain't nobody finna make it clear like, yo, all right, bro, we don't mess with this dude. Seriously. He clearly wasn't saying nothing because of PR at that point, but it's getting out of hand. The man Nine is dissing his own members now. Don't nobody know what's going on. All we can tell is that clearly Nine is probably doing it for controversy, or he might just be bipolar. I don't know. 1 minute you cool with these guys, 1 minute you not. Ian keeps saying there's no problem. Saint said there is a problem, and that Nine is trying to do it for controversy. So, bro, whatever, man. And bro, just watch. They finna try to make it seem like nothing going on again. You gonna see Nine posting this story. Oh, me and Slime good. Don't worry about nothing. At this point, y'all might as well make yourself clear. There's too many screenshots, evidence, and things matching up for y'all to just keep lying. And it shouldn't even be like this in the first place. And I'm very glad that Saint, Dior, Skate, and all of those other artists ain't trying to gas up the beef to make it seem like it's bigger than what it is or whatever. They just stand in their own lane, making their own music. They not trying to do gimmicks or narrative. Even though I enjoy everybody's music, even Dior, Skate, Saint, all of them, I enjoy their music. We shouldn't even have a problem like this in the first place. Y'all kind of started this situation yourselves. I wish everybody could just be cool, but at this point, y'all trying too hard to make it seem like nothing is going on, bro. And Saint just made it clear that there's a problem, gang. People showing fake love on the net, but behind scenes, there is something actually going on. Saint said that himself. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Make sure y'all follow my IG and my Twitch right now. I'll be streaming very randomly on there. But I love y'all so much. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.